So hello student, today I am here with lecture 2 of chapter 4, right? In this lecture we are going to study about magnetic force, right? Okay, magnetic force. So before that I will go for revision of last class. Okay, so in last class I have discussed that if current is passing through a wire, right? And if charge will move near this current carrying wire, there will be force start acting on this one, right? And that force is known as magnetic force, right? As I given the velocity v to this charge start deflecting in this direction, right? Start deflecting in this direction, that means some force is acting on this charge, right? And that force is known as magnetic force, right? So that force is known as magnetic force, right? And these are the things is done by a scientist known as Oersted. Okay, so Oersted was doing experiment, and he thrown charge in different direction, right? Sometimes in this direction, sometimes, and he observed the forces, how force is acting on this charge, right? And at last he given one formula, right? And that formula we will use to calculate magnetic force. Okay, so today we are going to discuss magnetic force, and magnetic force is represented by Fn, right? And so what he did lots of experiment, right? He thrown charge in different velocity, different direction. He changes the current in this one also, due to change in that magnetic field is changing, right? So he did lots of things, right? And at last he given one formula, right? So that formula we will use to calculate magnetic force, right? So what is that formula? According to that formula, magnetic force on a charge is equal to Q V cross B, where Q is charge on particle, where Q charge on particle, and V is velocity of that particle. Okay, velocity of particle, and last one is B vector, right? This vector B vector is magnetic, this B vector is magnetic field. Okay, magnetic field, right? So from this formula you are able to see that the magnetic force on a charged particle is depend on charge as well as vector product of B and B, right? Okay, so from this formula we are able to see that the magnetic force is depend on Q, V and B, right? Okay, so now we are going to write some points related to this formula. Okay, so first point we can write, it depends on Q, V and B, right? Okay, so from this formula you are able to see that it depends on Q, V and B. So well, force is depend on Q, V and B, right? And now suppose if this charge is positive, right? Okay, if charge is positive and force is acting in this direction, right? Suppose this charge is positive and force is acting on this direction, right? Suppose this charge is positive and force is acting in this direction. Okay, but if I will replace this charge with -1, then direction of force will be just opposite, right? So we can also write force on negative charge is just opposite to force on positive charge, right? So force on, we can write like this: direction of force on positive charge, direction of force on positive charge is just opposite to the force on negative charge. Okay, so this is your first point. So force is depend on Q, V and B, and for direction of force on positive charge is just opposite to direction of force on negative charge, right? So if negative will come, if charge is positive, force will act in this direction. If charge is negative, then force will act opposite to that direction, right? Because this negative will change the sign of the direction. Okay, so next point we will write. Now see, from this formula we are able to write like this: magnitude of magnetic force, right? Magnitude of magnetic force is equal to QB sin theta. Yes or no? This is your vector product, right? So we can write like this: QB sin theta, right? Okay, so from here you are able to see that for theta is equal to 0, right? If theta is 0, that means value of sin theta will be 0, right? So force will be 0, right? Okay, so force will be 0. Theta will be 0 in what condition? When your magnetic field, suppose this is your direction of magnetic field, right? And this is your direction of velocity of particle, right? If both is along same direction, right, in that condition theta will be 0, right? And force will come 0 according to given formula, right? Okay, so from this situation we are able to see that if charged particles move parallel to the magnetic field, magnetic force will be 0, right? Because theta will be 0 and theta will be 0, sin theta will be 0, so force will be 0, right? Clear? Now think about this condition. Suppose for theta is equal to 180 degree, right? So what will be the condition? Theta is equal to 180 degree. That means suppose magnetic force is in this direction, right? And particle is moving in opposite to the direction of magnetic field, right? So in this condition you are able to see that angle between V and B is 180 degree, right? Okay, so cos sine 180 degree is how much? 0, right? So in this condition force will come 0, right? So from this two we are able to see that if particle will moves in two direction, one is parallel to magnetic field and one is anti-parallel to magnetic field, right, then there will be no force on the particle, right? Okay, so next point we will write. So start writing here, and then so next we will write. I'm going to rub this part. Okay, so we will write if charged particle moves parallel or anti-parallel to magnetic field to if charged particle moves parallel or anti-parallel to direction of magnetic field, direction of magnetic field, then force on charged particle will be zero, okay. I hope this is clear to you, right? So note it down. So next we will write third point. So this part is over now, right? So now I'm going to write this side. So if velocity will be parallel or anti-parallel to B, right, then in that condition force will be zero, right? That means minimum force is zero, right? Okay. So next we will going to discuss what will be the maximum force in magnetic field, right? So this is your point number third. So again, you know the formula, magnetic force is equal to QB sin theta, right? So for theta is equal to 90 degree, right? For theta is equal to 90 degree, Fm will come QVB, yes or no, right? Because sine 90 degree is 1, right? So this much force will act, okay. So in this one, what is the condition? Suppose magnetic field is in this direction, right? B is in this direction and particle is moving in this direction, okay. So here you are able to see that angle between V and B is 90 degree, right? So in this case, so if particle will move perpendicular to magnetic field, right, in that condition force will be maximum, right? And that force is how much? QB sin theta, right? Okay. So in this point we can write, if charge particle moves perpendicular to magnetic, perpendicular to direction of magnetic field, if charge moves perpendicular to direction of magnetic field, then force on charge particle will be maximum, okay. Okay, so note it down. This part is over, right? You have written it, so just write it fast. Okay, so next fourth point we will write. So in fourth point you are able to see that the F is equal to VQVB sin theta, right? If particle is at rest, right? So if particle is rest, that means B is 0, right? In that condition force will be 0, right? So we can write, if particle at rest, if better we will write charge particle, okay. If charge particle at rest, then there will be no force, there will be no magnetic force, on the charge particle. Okay, now Fifth point. So if particle is rest, there will be no magnetic force on that, because if rest, velocity will be 0, this quantity will become 0, right? Now again I'm going to write that formula. F is equal to magnetic force is equal to QV B sine theta, right? Okay, now here you are able to see that magnetic force is depend on the velocity, right? Okay, and velocity of a particle is frame dependent. Okay, frame dependent. Suppose you and your friend is sitting inside the bus, right? For you, your friend is at rest, right? But a person standing on the roadside, for them your friend is moving in the bus, right? So velocity is a frame dependent, right? So we can say that velocity is frame dependent. Okay, so magnetic force is also frame dependent, right? Okay, so you can see here, suppose this is a wire, right? And near to this wire there is a charge. This charge is q moving with velocity v, right? Okay, so this charge is moving with velocity v, right? So there will be force on this charge, right? But force will only come when there will be velocity to this charge, right? And velocity is depend on the observer, right? Suppose there is a man who is also moving with same velocity parallel to the charge, right? So for this man, this charge is at rest, right? Because you and your friend sitting in the bus beside to each other, right? Both is moving with equal velocity. Bus is moving, right? Both is moving with equal velocity. So for you, it's appear like that your friend is at rest, right? Here also same. This charge is moving with velocity v, right? But this man is also moving with velocity v, right? So for this man, this charge will appear at rest. Okay, so if charge is at rest, right? But this is force is acting on this one, yes or no, right? Force is acting on this one, right? That's why it's deflecting, right? But that force is acting due to another reason. What is that reason? Because for this man, okay, now think on another man. Suppose one man is sitting here, he is not moving, he is at rest, right? He is at rest, right? So for this man, charge will moving with velocity v, right? So for this man, magnetic force is acting, right? But for this man, there is no magnetic force acting on this one, right? For this man, another kind of force will act, right? So no need to, that is electric force, right? So from here you are able to see that for different observer, velocity of a particle is different, right? Okay, so for this man, charge is moving with velocity v, right? But for this man, charge is at rest, right? Because both is moving with velocity v, so for this man it appears charge is at rest, right? So for this man there is no force, there will be no magnetic force on the charge particle, right? But for this man, charge is moving with velocity v, right? So there will be magnetic force. Okay, so in next point we will write magnetic force is frame dependent, right? Okay, so magnetic force force is frame dependent. Dependent because velocity is frame dependent, okay, clear? Magnetic force is frame dependent because velocity is frame dependent. Okay, so for this man charge is moving with v and this man charge is at rest, right? So for this man magnetic force will act on charge, right? But for this man magnetic force will be zero on charge particle, right? So there will be another kind of force will act on that one, on this man, according to this man, and that force is electric force, right? Okay, so next we are going to find the unit, right? What is the unit of magnetic field, right? Somehow I have discussed about the magnetic field, right? I have given you some basic idea of magnetic field, right? But we haven't discussed about the unit of magnetic field, right? So in next we will discuss about unit, right? So you can write in point number 6, right? So unit of magnetic field, right? So magnetic force is equal to QVB sin theta, right? So from here you are able to see that your B is equal to F by Q into V. Yes or no, right? I'm not writing theta because sin theta is having no unit. This is the ratio, okay? So no need to write that one. So from here you are able to see that this is your force, right? And this is your charge and this is your, so if we will write like that, so we can write like this: Newton, force Newton, charge Coulomb, velocity, right? Unit of velocity is meter per second, right? So if we will write unit of magnetic field, so unit will be, this is your Newton, right? Newton second per Coulomb. Newton second, okay, we can write like this: per Coulomb meter, right? So this is your unit of magnetic field, right? Okay, so everything is clear, right? No doubt. And another unit is also, right? Either you write this one or another unit, that is Tesla, right? That is another unit is Tesla, and Tesla it is represented by T. So this one and this one is the SI unit of magnetic field, right? SI unit of magnetic field, right? But SI unit of magnetic field is very big, right? But so for normal purpose we are using another unit of magnetic field, that is Gauss, right? Gauss, right? So there is the relation between Gauss and Tesla, okay? And Gauss, so another, this is your SI unit, okay? SI unit, and another unit is non-SI unit, okay? Non-SI unit, and non-SI unit is Gauss, right? And one Gauss is equal to 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla, right? So normally we are using this one, right? Because Tesla is a very big unit of magnetic field, right? Okay, so I hope everything is clear to you. Okay, so next I'm going to take one question and going to find magnetic force on charge particle. Okay, So in this question they're saying that a proton is projected. This question I'm taken from SC Verma book. Okay, so this is taken from example. So in question they're saying that a proton is projected with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second, right? So velocity is given, okay, horizontally from east to west, okay, and they're saying that a uniform magnetic field B of a strength 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 Tesla. So magnetic field is also given, exists in vertically upward direction, right? These things are given in the question, vertically upward direction. So in first question they are asking find the force on the proton up just after it projected, right? So we have to find force just after projected, okay. And in second question they are saying to find what is the acceleration produced, right? So basically two things we have to find in this question. One is force, right, and another is acceleration, right? That force will produce acceleration, yes. So that acceleration is also I have to find. So just I'm going to write the data given in the question. After that I will solve the question. So a speed is given. So speed is basically magnitude of velocity, so we can write like this, okay. And this is how much? 3 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. This question I'm taken from HCV book, okay. And direction is also given, moving horizontally east to west, right? So direction is given, direction E to W, east to west, okay. No doubt, okay. In second question, strength of magnetic field is given, and that is magnitude of magnetic field, that is how much? 2 into 10 to the power minus 3, and moving vertically upward direction, okay, upward. So we can write like this, upward, and charge on particle is also given, right? They're saying what is moving? Proton is moving, right? And charge on proton is known to you, yes or no, right? So that means charge is also given, and charge on proton is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, right? Okay, now I'm going to draw the diagram for this one. So suppose this is your north, this is your north, south, right, east, west, right? Okay, yes or no, right? In question they're saying that particle is moving from east to west, right? So direction of velocity of the particle is this one, right? Okay, and what is the direction of magnetic field? Magnetic field is vertically upward, right? So we can draw like this. This is the direction of magnetic field, this is your direction of velocity, right? And we have to find force, right? Magnetic force we have to find, right? I hope you are able to imagine this figure, right? So such somehow condition is like this, okay. You can see so if how we can, yeah, so this is your east, right, according to board. This is west, and this is north, this is south, right? And magnetic field is in this direction, right? So that figure I try to draw in the diagram here, right? So now we are going to find force, right? So force, if I will calculate force, magnitude we are able to calculate, right? There is a simple formula to find magnitude, right? QVB sin theta, right? Here angle between B and B is 90 degree, yes or no, right? So theta is equal to 90 degree. So magnitude of magnetic force is equal to QVB, and Q is how much? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, I'm not writing the unit here, I'm just writing the value. Later I will write the in answer I will write the unit. Okay, and V is given, and V is 3 into 10 to the power 6, and B is 2 into 10 to the power minus 3, right? If you are going to solve it, you will get answer 9.6 into 10 to the power minus 16. This is force, unit will be Newton, right? Okay, so you have calculated the magnitude of force, right? But what about the direction, right? So to find the direction we will use right hand thumb rule. Yes, we will use right hand thumb rule. Okay, so according to, so you know magnetic force is equal to Q V cross B. Yes or no, right? So this is your first vector, this is your second vector, right? Put your fingers along first vector and curl them towards second vector, right? Put the finger of right hand thumb towards first vector and curl them towards second vector, right? Then your thumb will gives the direction of magnetic field, right? Okay, so I'm going to try that. Okay, so this is your direction of motion, right? And your magnetic field is upward direction, right? So I have to curl the finger upward, right? Okay, you are able to see that. So you can see, you are able to see that thumb is going inside. Yes or no, right? So thumb is going inside, so magnetic field is inside. That means magnetic field is along south to north. Okay, yes or no, right? South to north. So direction is south to north, right? I hope everything is clear to you, right? Next we will discuss about acceleration, right? So your first part of the question is over, right? So next we will move to the second part. So this part you have already written, right? So acceleration, right? You know acceleration is equal to force by mass. Okay, yes or no? So force is already known to you, right? This is your force, and that is how much? 9.6 into 10 to the power minus 16. And mass of electron, how much is the mass of electron? 1.6. So mass of electron is 1.67 and to 10 to the power minus 28 kg, right? And this is your force in Newton. So no need to write this one. So after solving you are able to get the acceleration. Okay, yes, I hope everything is clear to you. So this way we are able to get acceleration as well as force on the charged particle. Okay, next we are going to find, next we are going to study motion of a charged particle in uniform magnetic field, right? Okay, motion of a charged particle in uniform magnetic field. Okay, so just note it down, and then we will discuss motion of a charged particle in uniform magnetic field. Okay, of a charged particle, motion of a charged particle in uniform magnetic field, in uniform magnetic field. Okay, so suppose uniform magnetic field is existing here, right? So magnetic field is existing everywhere like this, and this magnetic field is directly inward, right? Your B is uniform. Uniform means not changing with place to place, right? Everywhere magnetic field is B, right? And direction is inward, right? Inside the board. Okay, and suppose I have projected one charge particle. I have projected one charge particle from here, right? And that charge particle is having velocity v, having a speed v. Okay, so as I projected charge particle here, right? Okay, you are able to see that charge is moving in this direction, right? And having charge q. Okay, so charge is moving in this direction and magnetic field is inward, right? So if I'm going to find in which direction force is acting, right? So if I will put the finger, so your finger is going up, right? So that means force is acting in this direction, yes or no? So this is your direction of force on the direction of magnetic force on the charge particle, right? See, velocity in this direction, force is acting in upward direction, right? So what is going to happen? Charge will start deviating in this direction, yes or no, right? Due to, see, now magnetic force is acting in this direction, charge is moving this one, so there will be acceleration in this direction, right? So due to that acceleration, charge will start moving, charge will start deviating in this direction, and charge will follow this path, right? Yes or no? Now your charge reached to the this point, yes or no, right? And the speed is still b. Okay, now you are able to see that, see, this is your direction of motion, right? And if you are going to curl the finger, force acting inward in this direction, right? So here direction of magnetic field is, this is, you can see, this is your direction of velocity. My thumb is along the direction of velocity. If I am going to curl towards B is inside, so thumb is coming this direction, so this is your direction of magnetic field, right? So at this point magnetic field start acting in this direction, right? So again charge will deviate like this, again charge will deviate in this direction, right? So path of charge particle will be like this. Okay, so charge is going to follow this path, right? Now your charge came to this point, yes or no? Still moving with velocity v, right? So at this point you can see velocity is along this, right? Velocity is along this, and your magnetic field is inside, so force will come downward, right? So at this point force start acting on the charge particle is in downward direction, right? Again charge start deviating like this, again charge will start deviating, right? Yes or no, right? Now your charge reached to this point, now your charge reached to this point, right? At this point velocity is in this direction and force we are going to find, right? So if I will find the force, we will put our finger like this. Okay, see, my finger is along the direction of motion, right? And magnetic field is inward, so thumb is coming this side, right? So here magnetic force will act in this direction, right? Again charge will start deviating in this direction, right? And finally charge will move to the its initial path, its initial position, right? So you can see here charge is basically moving in circular path, yes or no, right? If charge is moving in circular path, there will be centripetal acceleration, right? And who is providing that centripetal acceleration? Magnetic force, right? Okay, so we can write, and you know, F net is equal to ma, yes or no, right? And m is the mass of discharge particle, okay, mass of discharge particle, right? And ac is acceleration of this charge particle. This charge particle is moving in circular path, so there will be centripetal acceleration, right? And that centripetal acceleration is how much? V square by r, where r is the radius of the path, okay? And F net, what is the value of F net? What is the value of F net? Only one force is acting on charge particle, that is QVB, that is QVB, yes or no, right? So from here you are able to see that r is this b cancel, right? And r is coming mb by qb, right? So see, this is your radius of that circular path, okay? So with the help of this formula we are able to get radius of that circular path, okay? No doubt up to this everything is clear to you, right? So radius of circular path, okay? So now as this particle is came to the initial position, right? Again it will move in this direction and it keep rotating like this, okay? Keep revolving like this, okay? Charge particle will revolve like this all the time, right? Okay, so charge is taking certain time to complete one revolution, right? And that time is known as time period, okay? And so now we are going to find time period of revolution, okay? So next we will calculate time period, and time period is represented by t, and time period is time taken to complete one revolution, okay? So time taken to complete one revolution, right? And how we can calculate time, right? You know, time is equal to distance by speed, right? Distance by speed. And in one revolution how much distance traveling? 2 pi r, right? So distance will be 2 pi r, and speed is how much? V, right? So further 2 pi, and you know the value of r, that is mv by qb, right? mv by qb. In denominator you also have the velocity, right? So this velocity with velocity cancel, right? So finally you are getting the formula 2 pi m by qb, so time period is equal to, the formula of time period is 2 pi m by qb, right? Okay, next we will talk about frequency of revolution, right? You know frequency, right? Frequency is number of revolution in 1 second, right? Number of revolution, how many revolution completing in 1 second is known as frequency, right? So next we will talk about frequency of revolution, okay? Frequency of revolution. Frequency of revolution is represented by f, okay? And that f is basically 1 by time period, right? And time period is already known to you. So final formula of frequency will be 1 by time period, right? That means QB by 2 pi m, right? So these are the formula which is useful to find radius of circular path, time period of particle, right, as well as frequency of revolution, right? And this formula we are using to find frequency of a device that is known as cyclotron. We will discuss later, okay? So this frequency is also known as cyclotron frequency. Cyclotron frequency, right? I will later discuss about this one, okay? What is the cyclotron and all those things I will discuss, right? But right now you just remember cyclotron frequency is equal to QV by 2 pi m, okay? So that's all for today.